Well, good evening, everybody, and I hope I have audio. Um, I really hadn't expected to be on tonight, but lo and behold, as predictable as Timmy and his little group are, they gave me lots to talk about. Uh, the usual bull hockey that they come up with all the time when I'm on the show, without mentioning the beginning of the show, which was the all important part. And that is the accusation. Now, anybody that didn't see that little piece of work can go back and watch yesterday's Murtathon to get an idea what the hell that was all about. But let me get things going here, and I'm going to bring up what started this mess. Uh, as you who were in here last night know, someone that called themselves infiltrated by truth came in and went into a rant about, again, my description of Tim Holmes Seth and presenting the accusation that was made against those two. And this came up in my super chat. I was offered money if I would change my tune and support Timmy and give him positive press. And it was done twice. There was a second smaller amount put up. She promised that if I do what she wants and be a paid flunky for Tim Homeseth, that she would guarantee that I would make a good deal of money and that I might be able to get myself out of poverty, living in this 30-year-old mobile home and blah de blah blah. And I turned her down. Well, lo and behold, this shows up on Telegram and basically infiltrated the quote unquote real infiltrated to by truth or whatever you want to call her, said that is not me. It is a impersonator. It's a fake. It's deep state. The finders are after us again. They went and did this. They're trying to give us a bad name. This monster channel over on YouTube that gets 24 people at night, and sometimes on Sunday they'll be lucky if they get 9. But they're so damn important, we gotta complain and bitch and do all kinds of things because there's somebody over there is imitating our asses. And they come up with this. The task force is also an imposter account. Now, the funny thing about the task force is they came in and did this number about take that damn accusation down, retract it, get it out of there. This is supposed to be someone that supports Timmy and Randy telling me to take down the accusation that was made against them. And now we come to find out it's a fake. It's an imposter. It's bogus. And you know what is funny about all this is that Timmy and Randy did a series called The Deep State Deep Fakes. They did a thing where they were saying, hi, Jolly BBJ and all my friends in here. They were saying, that there's all this deep state stuff out there that what you see on TV is CGI and blah de blah blah blah. And yet, the very same day, Timmy puts up the accusation that I did a chat, which I have confirmed 10 times over that the chat is fake. And I explained how it was done, and the person who did it explained how it was done, but they don't want to hear that. Only stuff that's done against them is fake. Only stuff that they choose to say is deep fake is deep fake. And so we get this thing where uh, all of a sudden it's the finders and the accused child molester and child murderer and serial killer and blah 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 and members of the finders. I mean, they gotta have something over there. And I guess my channel is it. They apparently have nothing at all. Zero. Squat. So the only thing they have is a YouTube channel that currently has 9 people chatting on it. And that brings up this other piece of baloney that came about. Now, Timothy Charles Homseth apparently listened to my live stream, or somebody did, and they heard my commentary. Now, I'm going to try. Let me see if I can find this thing. I'm going to share this with you all so you understand what the situation here is with this. Because I thought this is kind of funny. They put up the clip of my live stream last night at the end and said that it was a death threat. Now, I want you all to listen to this and tell me where the death threat was, because I sure as hell can't find it. I'll discuss this a little bit when this clip is done, and I shared the audio, so here we go. And I'll let everybody know when I'm going to do another segment. Because one thing is certain about these two characters, they sure come up with stuff to get in the news. There's stuff that I could have filled up 4 hours with tonight involving these two, and just haven't got around to it. I will say this, just to get this out there before I take off. It would appear that radio is as busy as ever, and the segment that I planned on doing about radio, I will be doing in the future. But it's not me that Timmy and Randy have to worry about. I'm the least of their problems. I don't have the means to do anything, but radio does. And based on the information I am starting to get, it's becoming increasingly clear that Timmy and Randy and some others need to start worrying about Timmy and radio news. Dwayne, I have gone over that picture and takes a picture of himself, puts it up on the internet, no commentary at all, and goes into all these different conspiracy theories. It's a joke. But what he does by doing that is it gives us a clear idea of what he's doing. Now, I have it on good authority that there are people out there, I think in law enforcement, that know where they are every second of every day. That they couldn't hide if they wanted to, because they are being tracked. And because of that, all this claiming of being targets of assassination and all this other stuff simply isn't true, because he could be taken out anytime, any second of any day. All it takes is one sniper, and that's the end of Tim Homseth. So this is all lies on his part. He's not wearing body armor. He's not wearing any kind of protective clothing. He's not wearing any disguise. He's out there for the world to see. Okay, let me get back on camera here. Now, where would somebody please tell me, did I make a death threat? I pointed out quite simply that Timmy is out there claiming that somebody wants to assassinate him. Just last night, I put up a letter from an anonymous individual that claimed that they skipped out on a bill at the Omni Atlanta downtown because they claim that CNN, a major television network, wants to execute them. No police report was filed, of course. This is a federal offense. The FBI sure didn't hear about. And yet, Timmy is walking around in the public. No bodyguards, no body armor. He's in an undershirt. And not attempting to do anything to protect themselves. He's got his back to a body of water. He's in this mammoth park with people all around. And he not a care in the world. Him and whoever the photographer was in this little piece that he did last night. So where is all the protection that this guy has? I mean, wide open spaces, trees like the grassy knoll. Timmy without a care in the world, sitting there, making a selfie, making it glaringly obvious where he's at. Okay, that's one I didn't expect. I apparently did not put up the slide. I had a slide in the intro, but I forgot to put it in here, and it basically gives the geographic coordinates of the park they were at. But the deal here is that they know where they're at. They put that out there so everybody can say, "Oh, look at the water fountain. That's Kenosha, Wisconsin." And then where's the water tower at? You do a little googly, and you can see it from this big ass park. And there's the wall. There's a little lamp zeroed right in on it. It was real easy. And he'd already put up pictures of being in Kenosha, so everybody knew he was in Kenosha. And so would anybody that's looking for him. Yeah, that's a good metaphor. Where's Waldo? Where's Timmy? Well, and, I got the, let me see if I can find that. I thought I put that in here. On Timmy's video they put up, hell, let me go back to that damn screen. See if shoot, I must have taken it off. So let me cancel that. But anyway, if you go over there, and he puts on there that I'm working with the government and I'm with this and that and the other thing, and I didn't say any of that on the show. He makes that stuff up, and he brings up this hat. Now, I'm going to have to, I was remiss again tonight and forgot to put these slides over there. Let me see. Because this is the funny part. All right, let me go up here and see if I put it in. Okay, some reason it didn't transfer over, so let me do it. But he makes this deal about this stupid hat, and he forgets that 8 months ago, for some reason this didn't transfer, so I'll do it now. Oh, give me patience, see. Oh boy. I'm not a professional stream, not by any stretch. So let's go back. Oops. No, not where'd it go? Did I do copy link again? See, if you don't do this right, it copies it into the wrong file name, and that's exactly what it did. Okay, here we go. We'll do it this way. Alright, now let me... Now, if you look down at the bottom here, this was 8 months ago, last year, that I believe was the first time this hat appeared on the channel. Now, why did I start wearing this hat? Well, the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force came out and designated that I am working for the CIA. I am part of the CIA. So I donned my hat from then on at various times through this period. Now, I did not come out and say that I was with the CIA. This was the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, the supposed beacon of truth, I guess you could call it, that said this. They said Mert is part of the CIA, and he's still doing it. He told his audience over on Telegram and Gab and wherever else that I'm a CIA or a FBI operative, that I am working with the FBI to hunt these people down and assassinate them, I guess, or whatever the twisted narrative of his thing is. And I find this funny because what do you see in the resume that Timmy has out there? That he is a federal witness, that he is a witness for the FBI, that he worked with the FBI on the Haley Cummings case. He brags about being in the FBI, and he turns around and criticizes me for being in the FBI. It's really funny. And yeah, the Congressional Task Force is, I went into that a long time ago. That's kind of funny. But they can't keep their story straight. They keep changing things around. It started out being a mandate by Donald Trump, and then all of a sudden it became Melania's task force. And, it's one thing after another. Let me see. There's something else I want to put up. So, and I'm going to get into the reason they're doing this. It's kind of funny, and I knew they were going to do this after last night. I just knew it. And sure enough, they went into spin control. They put up the videos and the fake chat and the whole 9 yards. I mean, it's like watching the 11th rerun of Star Wars or something. But Pentagon Pedophile Task Force got this from Infiltrated by Truth, who swears that she did not come into my room. Yet here is a screenshot from her computer, I guess, of my show. And I wasn't there, yet here's a slide from his show. You know, what'd she do? Just watch it and not go in? And it goes Mert threatening Homeseth and calling him names, and while running his Pavilions episode dedicated to Homeseth, his colleagues, fans, Homeseth's clothing, location, etc. Obsessed much? Well, I would suggest that anybody that thinks I'm obsessed go over to the high command and just scroll through the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos over there and see how many times my name has been mentioned in their BitChute videos. Go over to Gab, see how many times that I have been mentioned by Tim Homeseth himself. Go into Telegram, onto the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force page, and see how many times I have been mentioned there. And go over to the Infiltrated by Truth page and see how many times I have been mentioned there. Now, if you want to talk about obsessed, compare the number of times that I've talked about Timmy and Randy and the number of times that those clowns talk about not only me, but everybody that's a subscriber to this chat. I mean, talk about hypocrites. These people are the biggest hypocrites on the planet. And they are also the biggest liars on the planet. Now, why all this spin? Well, if you folks had watched last night, I'm sure most of you in here did, and if the people over on Telegram and BitChute and Gab and Rumble and wherever else this nonsense is being argued about, would understand that Tim Homeseth and Randy Erickson have been accused by someone contacting me anonymously of ditching out and paying for a very expensive hotel room when they promised that they were going to do it. And the woman that was with them, who is a huge Phil McConnell supporter and follower and all this, got stiffed. And this woman, to this day, is trying to contact those two to get her money back, and they refused to talk to her. They ghosted her. This is the allegation. And also that this is the third report of this nature that I have gotten. They didn't even come close to attempting to deny the accusation, give a counter argument, give any explanation as to why this accusation took place. They simply ignored it. And they do this all the time. They will come up with something, and I disprove it or I deny it, and they turn around and they go into the spin. 99 times out of 100, they repeat the same criticisms against me. I'm a serial rapist, I'm a child whatever, I look like the bridge guy, I look like Whitey Bulger, I'm in the finders, all this crap. And it's a broken record, and they never ever address the subject I discuss. They completely ignore it, they sidetrack it, they want nothing to do with it. And they do this deliberately because if the people found out these accusations and came over here and looked at these accusations, then maybe people would start to wake up and say, hey, these two aren't what they say they are. They're grifters, they're frauds, they're crooks, and so on and so forth. But they go out of their way to make damn sure nobody is in this room. Now, what I find interesting here is Jasmine McCauley, whoever the hell this is, over on Telegram, put up this. Mert is about to go live to talk about Truth Punisher, Randy, and Timmy again. And she even put up the link. Now, I don't think that Randy and Tim would want them to do that. And of course, right after they do it, and here's the proof, up goes the Whitey Bulger. Crap again. You know, they do this every damn time. Now, there's my chat. You can't see the print very well of the phone, but look at this. We're back to the Whitey Bulger stuff. The deep fake chat comes up. Same pattern every single time. Not once have any of these people addressed the accusation. They completely ignore it. You know, this is right now. This very minute, this stuff went up from the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force chat. And they're obsessed with this channel with 13 people on it. 13 whole people. And here is the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, the supposed Melania Task Force, obsessing over this small channel. Why is that? Because they are scared. They got caught. The cops are looking for them. They are committing felonies. They are screwing people out of money. And they won't even address it. Rather than address it, they go over and they do this Whitey Bulger thing again. Put it up once again. I look like Whitey Bulger again. See, there you go. Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, there's their icon, fake chat, and, you know, they just keep on doing it. Fake chat again. And because they have to cover up their crime. This is, you know, they are scared that their people are going to come over here and look at this live stream and find out that these people are lying to them. That they are going around the country screwing people, allegedly, out of money. Now, this poor woman, according to the person that messaged me, is not financially well off. She met Timmy and Randy at the Omni downtown CNN hotel. Randy promised to pay for her room, and on that promise, she went into the room, gets up the next morning, finds a note, and Randy and Timmy have skipped, leaving her with the bill. And, you know, yeah, and you know, all these allegations are made. You know, Randy went into this big diatribe, and they were going to give her an oath into the PPTF. They went to CNN, allegedly, tried to get in there, and they were escorted off the property. And, you know, Timmy's supposed to be this big reporter, investigative reporter, and he didn't even know Nancy Grace was no longer at CNN. You know, that's how stupid these people are. And, you know, they leave without paying for the room. The poor woman gets stuck with the bill, allegedly. Her marriage is in trouble now because the husband got angry with her over this. He probably had to cover the debt because it affects his credit too if they do everything jointly. You know, so, you know, and, you know, look at the Cynthia Absug case. Look at the Neely Blanchard case. It seems to be wherever these people show up, people get screwed. And so when this broadcast comes up, they're afraid that people over on their Telegram channel are going to see all this, and they do spin control. And they put up this nonsense over there on the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force in order to throw these people off. And these people, they're not gonna they're not going to buck the system because they're all brainwashed. They all believe this nonsense. You got somebody that knows how to do a good job of propaganda and very creative uh, bullshit. And these people lap it up. They do not do any research. They do not question anything, uh, which is why people are over on Telegram in the first place. They believe all this crap. There's people that believed that JFK Jr. was alive because Tim Homseth told them he was alive. And now all of a sudden Tim is saying, well, that might not be true. That may be 107 doing his pretend thing, and he's probably a fraud. He's waffling a little bit on David Strait because I think he went a little bit too far with David, and he's trying to figure out a way to wiggle out of that one, but I think it's too late. And he's just spinning himself out of control. And so they've moved on, of course. They've gone over and they put up all these conspiracy theories on BitChute to get away from this mess they've got themselves in. Because, once that, people started to question this Whitey Bulger business. They said, the guy doesn't look like Whitey Bulger. Something ain't right. And so they basically said, okay, what do we do about this now? And so they've got, did General Michael Flynn appear in drag with Nancy Pelosi? Pelosi and Schumer requested tanks and belt-fed machine guns on January 6th. And we've got another attack on General Flynn, the JFK Jr. PSYOP, which is going after Mr. Jose, or, 107, excuse me. And then this business with the deep fake. Biblical, everyone sees TV might be CGI. So right there, Timothy Homseth is saying that everything you see out there is fake. And yet he keeps replaying these chats. So he can't make up his mind. Is this stuff CGI or is it not CGI? What is it? And, anyone with a cheap, free video editor could have done this chat. But it wasn't that complicated. All someone did, they got my login information from my chat room, went in and created a completely fake chat. Because the people that were around at the time that this chat created knew that I was not even on my computer. I was not home. I was out driving my truck. I was delivering cars to various locations for my dealership. I can't be at two places at the same time. The timestamps on the original chats prove that. But Timmy doesn't investigate. He doesn't investigate anything. If he'd investigated Nancy Grace, he would have found out she wasn't even at CNN. Hadn't been there in ages. And she was over on Fox. But Timmy doesn't do research. I think he takes a drink of whatever liquor he's on or whatever pills he's popping and says, okay, let's go with this story tonight. We gotta generate all these videos so people will keep sending us money and stuff. And so along comes all this mess you see on BitChute. And then he posts the same mess over on Telegram and Gab and everywhere else. So, Tim Homseth is the deep fake. If anybody wants the deep fake, they need to look at Timmy and Randy. They're the king and queen of the deep fake. And eventually, I think people are going to realize that. They're going to realize that these two are absolute positive frauds. That They're lying out their ass. It's all BS, and they need to move on. And it's what's going to happen is every day that goes by that they can't produce something to verify what they claim, they're screwing themselves. And one of the main reasons they keep this channel around is because uh, they need something. And let's see, now they're moving on. General John Allen under investigation by FBI. Hillary is in horrible health. Well, geez, Hillary isn't anything. She's retired. If that woman kicked the bucket tomorrow, there wouldn't be a big deal because, Hillary Clinton is a private citizen now. Yeah, but these people are still obsessed with her. I don't, you know. But it's real funny uh, how these people just keep coming up with all this crap. And personally, if they wanna trash General Flynn and they wanna trash Lynn Wood and all these other people, knock themselves out. I don't care. But when they start lying about us, ordinary people that are just trying to live our own lives, that's where the problem is. And don't leave us the hell alone. Take all the crap down about us. Go pick on Hillary, go pick on Joe Biden, go pick on everybody else. I mean, you're supposed to be a federal agency. You're supposed to be out trying to find out where all these kids are, and yet you're off mission. And so that's where it's at. And somebody tells me I sound like chalk grading across the blackboard, so I'm sorry about that. It's the voice I was born with, and this is why I'm not on national television. Uh, uh, FBI witness. This is over on Telegram. Or on, it's on Telegram. FBI witness Timothy Charles Holmseth introduction letter to Lynn Wood. Now, Tim Holmseth is bragging about being an FBI witness, yet he calls me an FBI operative. He relies on this stuff where Tim Holmseth claims to have all this evidence with the FBI, and then he turns around and says, I'm working with the FBI to get him executed. I mean, what gives here? Oops, I had it and then I lost it. So let me go back. Well, but, I'm trying to figure out what this story is. But it's you just have to wonder, where this guy's head's at. If he has anything in there other than empty space, because he comes up with this stuff. And as far as the lawsuit, that the lawsuit is going to start wrapping up here pretty soon. I have not been following it. It's a semi-sealed case, so I'm just waiting to see what's going on there. But it's just the same old malarkey over and over and over again. And but I came on here tonight because I wanted to get that out there, that this nincompoop is at it again, and they're doing it basically because I covered a criminal accusation that they are likely involved in this eat and run thing that they're doing and scamming this poor woman out of over $500. You know, the rooms are over $200 a night, depending on how you book them. And I'm sure they had dinner there and put it on the hotel tab, and then they skip out, and this poor woman is stuck with the bill. You know, I'm not quite clear how that happened. They must have. What they probably did is told her, said, we're undercover, we can't put our name on anything, and they had the woman put the hotel registration in her name so they couldn't track her. And then they skipped out on the bill. That's the logical explanation as to how this went down. Because they don't want to be traced, and if you stay at a hotel room, you've got to provide some identification. Driver's license, the license to your car so they know the make, model, and the state you're registered in. You got to do all that because you just can't go into the Omni International or Omni Downtown and pay cash. They don't do that. You have to have a credit card. You have to have a deposit. So that, you know, something happens, like you bring smoke in the room or trash the room, they can charge your credit card. And so what they did is they, sold this woman a bill of goods, more than likely, and persuaded her to put the reservation in her name so that the executioners couldn't find Timmy and Randy and execute them. And then at 10 o'clock in the morning, the woman wakes up and finds out that she's stuck with a hotel bill. So, and this is similar to what's been said about them. This is the accusations that have been out there, is that they are pulling similar stunts with people all over the country. And this is one of the ways they're financing the, this is how they're getting their money. Well, Glenn, I have stayed at the Omni. It's the closest hotel to CNN. It's within walking distance. It's a big, big, big hotel. And it's not cheap. It's depending on how you book it, with the discounts and everything, you can get a room there for a couple $100 plus tax. They have different fees they add onto it, so you figure $250 a night for the hotel. But even if they stayed at a Days Inn, they would probably stiff somebody there. It's very difficult in this day and age to get a hotel room without showing some identification. And you would think that if they were hooked up to something as important as the PPT app and somebody like David Strait, they would learn how to change their identification so that their names and addresses don't appear in a hotel registration. But apparently they haven't learned all that, because the PPT app is a fake. It's something that they dreamed up while in a drunken stupor, more than likely. But be that as it may, this accusation's out there. It's a big accusation, and they completely ignore it. Rather than address the accusation, they gaslight me. They bring up the same childish nonsense over on Telegram and Gab. Because they got to keep up the false narrative. They can't allow people to question what they're doing. They can't allow people to they can't allow people to find out that they're absolute frauds. They've got to cloud the issue. And by putting this nonsense over on their media, they have people look the other way. All these theories that they put up about Mike Flynn and Lynn Wood and David Lester Strait and Juan O'Sabin and so on, it It's the shiny object thing. It's the laser having the cats look the other way. They don't want the truth to come out because they're done. They're finished. Once people start questioning who they are, it's all over. And so they're desperate now. And this is where Timmy becomes a liability. And you know what I said happens if Timmy becomes a liability to these people. Um, and so there's that to worry about. Well, thanks, Glenn. Timothy Charles Homeseth and the PPTF said ages ago, 8 months ago, a year ago, that I am with the CIA, that I am working with the CIA. So I said, hell, I might as well drag out my CIA stuff. And so here I am. And it is a nice shirt. And what it is, let me turn around and show you the back of it. It's kind of funny. But, see if this shows up on camera. La da 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 da. Let me know if it shows up on camera. But, it's quite the thing. Well, that's it, GS. They don't, they can't get in with the in crowd. That's why they're mad at Lynn Wood, and also why they're mad at David Street, because David Street basically backed away from him, and so did Juan O'Sullivan. They turned their back on him. And Lynn Wood won't give them the time of day. And so now they're screwed. So they say, okay, well, Lynn Wood's the bad guy. Mike Flynn's the bad guy. David Street's the bad guy. Juan O'Sullivan's the bad guy. And whoever else out there is the bad guy. And, this is how Timmy operates. If he sees that it's to his advantage to accuse you of something that's not true, he's going to do it. And if you refuse to give him the attention he wants, he's going to go after you. He's done it with people that he wanted to go on the air with, and they said, no, we're not putting you on the air, and he had a temper tantrum. And the one person, I don't know why he did it, but she wanted him on the show. He waited until just before she went on the air to say, nope, can't go on the air. People are out to kill me if I go on your show, so I got to turn you down. And so he blew that with her, and he blew it with anybody else, because these people plan ahead for their shows, and they aren't going to like it if somebody skips out at the last minute like that. They went through a lot of planning, and their show got all screwed up because Timmy chickened out. But at some point, he's going to run out of audience. People are going to say, look, this is ridiculous. These Timmy and Randy are loony boons. They don't know their ass from the hole in the ground. They don't know what they're talking about. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, this new video came up. General John Allen under investigation by FBI. Admiral Mike Mullen, David Luster Strait. Now, just more of this. FBI seizes electronic data of retired general at Center of Qatar investigation. Now, this is being reported by MSNBC. This is what's considered a liberal network, and Tim is reporting on that. Now, that's interesting. He is reporting something that the deep state put out there. The press is part of the deep state, and here he is reporting. So, what gives with this? Okay, we did it again. Just now, FBI operator William K. Murtaugh is doing YouTube shows wearing a CIA cap and shirt and talking about a sniper killing witnesses against Hillary. Watch this video of the news covering his behavior regarding missing and murdered children. See, Timmy's doing it again. He is putting up the same video. He's put this video up for 12 years. And he's doing it because he has to sidetrack people from the truth. Because if they look at this show and look at the one yesterday and understand what I was talking about, then they understand why Timmy is doing this smear campaign. They are terrified. And they are actually shooting themselves in the foot because people are going to look at that video and they're going to come over here and see who it is I am. Why is Timmy so obsessed with a channel with 13 chatters on it? And they're going to say, what's the deal? This is a tiny channel. This old fart is talking about Timmy. So what? You know, small potatoes. But they're going to think, if he is so worried about a guy with 13 people talking about him, there's got to be some truth to it. What is it about this guy? Excuse me. What is it about this guy that has Timmy turning himself upside down, trying to get my name smeared? What's going on here? And maybe they'll start looking at the previous videos. Maybe they'll start doing their own checks, and they're going to see where Tim Holmseth has a felony conviction, has a trespass conviction, has a grand theft. The guy's a thief. He's a convicted thief. There's a record in Minnesota. And he ran away from a court appearance. They're going to say, wait a minute, what's the deal with this guy? What's all this stuff going on? And then they find out that in the book, his very book, he confessed to being so drunk that he got sent to a nut ward. Then he almost died on the floor of the nut ward because the guy's the town drunk. And he confessed to it. He confessed to being a firebug. He confessed to being an arsonist, I guess, because he set something on fire. And coincidentally, at the time he said this happened, they had several unsolved arsons in the area where he lived. And so they're trying to keep people away from all that. They don't want people going to Thief River Falls, Minnesota and looking at the police record up there. They don't want people going up to East Grand Forks, Minnesota and look at the police reports up there into Polk County, Minnesota and see that he's got this arrest warrant. They don't want any of this coming out. And they certainly don't want people finding out that someone is accusing them of stiffing a woman for $600 on a hotel bill, saying that they were part of the PTTF and they had to leave in order to prevent getting executed. Yeah, from what I understand, he has a felony grand theft out of Thief River Falls, Minnesota, and I believe the trespassing charge is also a felony, so he was charged twice with felonies. And Diane, you see, we don't know. The only thing I can say is that, like I said before, there are 3 allegations against Tim and Randy of this nature, that they are pulling scams that are cheating people and businesses out of money, and it's called theft by deception. This is a felony in the state of Georgia, it's a felony in the state of South Carolina, and it's a felony in Alabama. So it's so now that they they made the mistake of putting the link to my channel up, so people are going to come over here to at least to see who I am, and maybe they'll pay a little attention to what's being said here and at least consider the fact that Timmy and Randy are extremely worried about a channel with 12 people on it. That they're obsessed with smearing the channel in order to keep people away from here. They do not really want people on this channel. They don't want their people over here, and they have to cloud their minds like the Shadow used to do to keep people from learning the truth. They fill their head full of crap. They say this guy's a serial rapist, he's this, he's that. So people have a bad impression before they even go and see what the hell I'm talking about. And it's very, very sophisticated propaganda. This is usually done by the Russians. It's a Russian-style propaganda campaign, and I'm beginning to wonder if these people are foreign agents. Because, the organization here, the immediate propaganda campaign that comes out, and the organization that takes place has to make one wonder just who is it behind all these names that are helping them out. And anybody that watches that video, that, even the one that Timmy edited over on BitChute, they're going to see that I did not make a threat against Timmy. What I did is explain that neither Timmy nor Randy has taken even the simplest security precautions. These are people going around saying they're going to get executed, and they are not taking the kind of security precautions that people in high-profile situations would take. And they are proving to their fans that they have nothing to worry about. Nobody's out to get them. They're not under threat. Nobody's going to execute them. Nobody's going to shoot them. Nobody's going to do any of that because nobody cares. Eventually, these people are going to realize it. And they're going to say, wait a minute. Why are Timmy and Randy making these claims of being targets of this massive manhunt? The former vice president of the United States wants to kill them, and yet they're out in the open, in a park, no body armor, no protection of any kind, nothing, letting people know where they are every minute of every day. And it's like they're asking someone to come get them and shoot them. I guess they want to make martyrs out of themselves. I don't know. But, anyone with even the slightest common sense would realize that these people are fake. I mean, where are the military people that are following Timmy's channel? What logical explanation could there be for Timmy and Randy or whoever it is that's traveling with them going around the country without any kind of protection, no security, being in public places with no body armor, he's not wearing a sidearm, any of that. He's just out there just like a tourist and not a care in the world, and it's totally opposite of somebody that says they got a target on their back. It's ridiculous. And he certainly is not in witness protection. I think in one of the recent videos he had that witness protection shirt on again. And the thing of that is, if you are in witness protection, they change your name, they change everything, and they tell you don't go out and take selfies in front of a bridge, or in front of don't take selfies in front of a boat, don't take selfies in front of this, that, and the other thing. Stay out of sight, hide, change your name, change your looks, forget about everybody you ever knew, and be done with it. He's not doing that. He's doing quite the opposite. It's like he wants people to know that he's in front of boats, he's in front of buildings, and he's in front of a lighthouse and a water tower. He's done this for years. Oh, you're correct, Laurie. If he can't have any weapon of any kind because he's got a felony conviction. And anybody that doesn't want to believe it can go to Thief River Falls and check the police records. They're public record. And he refuses to talk about the trespass charge. He won't even touch that. He completely ignores that. Nobody can get any information out of Timmy about that trespass charge. They can't get any information out of Timmy on the theft charge. None of it. So what's the deal here, folks? This is what people need to understand, is that he is hiding something about his past. But, like I mentioned last night, there's one individual out there that he's got to worry about, and that is radio news. Uh, I keep delaying my report on her, but I guarantee you that radio news is out there. She's some of the fake accounts on the various social medias. Um, she is one of these people that holds a grudge. She's mad at Timmy for a lot of reasons, uh, and she wants the reward. She knows about the $15,000 reward, and she likes the challenge. She has means, but she figures she can do it too. For she can go out there and enjoy her retirement, and at the same time run around try and get Timmy and Randy arrested so she can get that reward. And so, there's that. And Timmy should understand radio. He's had experience with her, and he knows what she is. Astro can tell him that. So if, this is what I don't understand, is why they're ignoring radio. They're paying all this attention to me, and they're ignoring radio, and they are ignoring radio to their detriment. Because, radio, I will get into what radio is up to probably next week, because I'm getting bits and pieces of information about what she's up to. I have information. I certainly am not going to give it to any of these people, because they just are going to have to do their little investigative reporting and find out for themselves what radio is doing. And judging by the lack of skill Timothy has in his investigative reporting, he's probably not going to find out about radio until it's too late. Because even I don't know that much. I don't know exactly what radio's doing. I have a good idea, because radio has a certain way of doing things, and I know basically all of it. And let's see. Pentagon Pedophile Task Force puts up another post. Yeah, he's definitely can't let TCH go. I mean, it's killing him that TCH is dropping truth. Why else would he act so intentionally on trying to make TCH look like a liar? It's so obvious. Well, the answer to that is TCH is making himself look like a liar, because if people take the time to pick apart all these claims that Tim Homestead makes, they're going to understand that he is a liar. Now, it's up to these people. If they do not want to believe that Tim Homestead is a liar, then that's fine with me. I don't care. I have never really cared about Tim and his dipshit theories to begin with. Tim failed to understand something. He had an opportunity 10 years ago to leave me alone. Don't talk about me. Don't write about me. Don't put this bullshit up. Quit lying about me. Quit defaming me. Take this crap off the internet. But he won't do it. And then he wonders why I talk about him. Because he targeted me. He's got me on his hit list. And when you put me on your hit list, I'm going to hit you back with the truth. And if these people want to believe Timmy and want to send them all this money, knock yourselves out, folks. A fool and your money is soon parted. And, if you want to believe that Tim Homestead has all these big evidences, and then he's working with the FBI, and then he's working with the Joint Special Operations Command, and the Judge Advocate General, and all this other stuff, go for it. I'm not going to tell you to stop. But don't come crying to me when you find out that I was right about all this stuff, because it's going to be too late. Oh, of course we are. Anybody that has come into this chat and supported me in any way, been a wrench, supported me in any way, shape, or form, you're automatically a finder. You're automatically eating dogs, eating children, all this other stuff. This is their mantra. They don't like criticism. You know, even a 12-person channel won't uh, won't do it. He's got to have that attention. It's funny because it's like right to the second they look for stuff on this channel to twist and lie about on their channel. Yeah, like this. Never was a fan of Lynn and him going in bed with the FBI, and here Timmy is going in bed with the FBI because he's got all this, the thing he's arguing with Lynn Wood about is stuff that he claims to have turned into the FBI. The guy can't make up his mind about the FBI. He likes the FBI when it comes to him, but if it comes to me, he don't like the FBI. And, as far as my hat and shirt are concerned, Tim Holmseth and Randy Erickson's are the ones that declared that I was part of the FBI, that I am with the FBI. They claim that. I didn't claim it. They did. So I said, fine, I'll get myself a CIA hat, a CIA shirt, and here we go. It's you're the ones that hired me to be part of the FBI, Timmy. So don't whine about it. And he contradicts himself on everything. And it's you watch the pattern over there of what's going on with Flynn and all these other people. And it's a situation you can't figure out what side he's on, because in 1 minute, Lynn Wood is great. The next minute, when Lynn Wood is part of the deep state and this Rittenhouse situation and all these, it's just there's no consistency in what he does. So it's but you go over here in very second line. He is an FBI witness in a national kidnapping case. He captured CIA, FBI child traffickers discussing the Ukraine operations. So on what this one sentence of his doesn't make any sense, because he's a witness for the FBI, and yet there's people in the FBI that are bad guys. Now, how the hell are you going to straighten this out when the FBI is corrupt? I mean, the guy can't make up his own mind. But the FBI crap came out in the Haley Cummings case, because all this, it started out where he solved the Haley Cummings case and he went to the FBI. And the FBI said, well, thanks for your information. If we need you, we'll call back. And that was the end of it. But he's made an issue out of this for over a decade, and he doesn't have anything. He regurgitates everything that is in that book of his. There's no secret information. He's plastered it all over the internet. You go on his blog, it's all over there. On the old blog, it's over there. On BitChute, it's over there. He's put it all out there. There is nothing secret. And he just makes stuff up out of thin air. And he supported 107. Now he's against 107. He supported David Strait. He's against David Strait. Or now he's waffling. Same thing with Lynn Wood. Same thing with Michael Flynn. If he doesn't get his way, he goes on the attack. He says, okay, you're hiding something. You're preventing me from getting my super duper super secret agent stuff out there, so I'm going to trash your reputation. And the only problem is it backfires on him. Because right now, he's basically doing the deep state's work for him, if you believe in that sort of thing, because he's got he's divided the camp. He's got people not believing in General Flynn, not believing in Lynn Wood, not believing in David Strait, not believing in Juan O'Sabin or anyone else. And, people don't know what to believe. I've seen posts like that. People are getting confused. They don't know who to believe. They can't believe Tim because he won't make up his damn mind. And then they don't have the confidence anymore of everybody else out there. And so doesn't people are completely confused, and it's all because of people like Tim. Because Tim is not the only one that's screwing around with this. There are other people out there that switch their alliances on a dime, and it's a division. They do. The Patriot movement is not a united front. They are split all 9 ways to Sunday. The Republican Party is split 9 ways to Sunday. The Democrats are split 9 ways to Sunday. Everybody's running around trying to do their own little thing, and there's no consistency in anything. So nothing has changed. And Tim is just a small cog in a big wheel, and he's an example of exactly what's going on. That these are people that are incredibly selfish. They believe only in what they believe, and they don't care. They get a little bit of attention, and that's all they want. Oh, they put up my shirt. They took the bait. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Look at that, folks. My shirt got on their channel. Ain't that something? That means these clowns right now are monitoring this channel. How do you like that? Suck these people right in. I knew it. I knew it. Somebody was going to be in there watching that. And it didn't take any time at all to get it up there. Do the old screen check, clickety clickety. And yet, they'll put that shirt on there, but they won't address the hotel. They won't do it. I think it's the funniest thing in the world. It proves my point. They whine about me being obsessed, and then they screenshot the back of my shirt. Yeah. That's incredibly stupid people are. And I'm trying to see if there's a timestamp for this, but apparently there isn't. But whenever I did that, it couldn't have been more than 15 minutes ago. Oh, here we go. Loud and proud, CIA are cyber stalkings, and they put this up at 10:12, which is like 3 minutes ago. This is a brand new post. But this is how obsessed they are. One of these clowns is actually monitoring this channel, which is fine. I got nothing to hide. And they're putting this up there. Because I knew it. I knew the minute I turned around and showed the back of this shirt, someone would take a screenshot of it, and it would show up on Telegram. And that's exactly what happened. So that's on my bingo card. And not, 5 minutes at the most that it took them to do that. So they're right there. They got their little trigger finger on that screenshot. Let's take a screenshot. Come on, Mert. Say something so we can take a screenshot. Show us something so we can take a screenshot. It's funny as shit. But it's the same crap, night in, night out. 12 people on the channel, and that's all they got. It's a picture of a shirt. I should have worn my FBI shirt, my Quantico shirt. That'd really give them something to talk about. Man, maybe I gotta dig that out. I don't know where that's at, But I'll put my Quantico shirt on. And, I really ought to put on my witness protection shirt. Because that, you know, it kind of takes me back. Because remember, Tim Holmseth did a stand up and he had this witness protection shirt on, trying to snowball everybody into thinking that he was in witness protection. And I turned right around and made a video and did the exact same thing. I had my own witness protection shirt, put it up there, put up a little sign like he did. Blew that one out of the water. Because he's not in witness protection. They don't work like that. If you're in witness protection, you don't go around taking pictures of your book in front of a public building or a public park. You don't do it. But that's what he did while he was on witness protection. So screenshot that. Make a video clip of that, dude. And explain why you stiffed the woman in Atlanta. It's funny you don't talk about that over on your Telegram channel. You don't talk about that on BitChute. You don't talk about it on Gab. You will not bring up that hotel room. You don't want anybody to know about that hotel room because it's true. Because if it was not true, you would have addressed the issue a long time ago, but you have not. So that means you got caught with your hand in the cookie jar. Basically, you got caught with your hand in a woman's purse. And she got stuck with your debt. You're too cheap to pay your own way. You got to fleece people out of their money. Selling your own t-shirts. But that's Timmy. And we've got 2 trials coming up that Timmy has a connection to. He already had a connection to Field McConnell. We got Neely Blanchard. What evidence is going to come out with Neely Blanchard? That ought to be something. Because, we've got 2 more months, and this is when the evidence starts flooding out in discovery. So what else is going to come out about Neely Blanchard? We finally going to get some answers as to what happened between Field McConnell and his friend going out to Colorado with a gun to give to Neely Blanchard. The defense has got to do something to get Neely off the hook. And they are going to have to involve the situation with Field McConnell to do it. Who knows? Field McConnell may wind up in Ocala as a material witness before this is done. It's possible. And the same is true with Colorado. Cynthia Abside had the exact same problem. Same people. She even met with E-Claus. Chris Hallett. She went down to Mr. Hallett's house, met with him, met with Field McConnell, talked to Field McConnell. Very same people. So this, all this weirdness going on comes back to Field McConnell, Timothy Holmseth, and Randy Erickson. And Kirk Pendergrass, he's got to be in on this. Who told Cindy to go on a run? It's possible Field McConnell had something to do with that, or possibly Randy, because this is all part of this CPS Underground Railroad business. Remember over on Telegram we were talking about Adam Walsh's daughter having a problem with CPS. So they're probably trying to get in on that one. They barge in on these CPS cases. And the one question that was never answered is, what would have happened if CPS had intervened in the Trenton Duckett situation, the Kaylee Anthony situation, and the Haley Cummings situation? Because in none of these 3 cases, was CPS ever involved. Nobody from the state or county got involved in any of those cases. Not one. So you wonder what would have been, would these 3 children be alive today if the CPS had intervened? CPS is not 100% bad. They got a lot of problems. I personally know someone that's had issues with CPS. But possible, it is possible that a CPS had played an active role that these three children would still be with us today. So that's something to think about. But anyway, you got, put that up on your Telegram channel, Randy, Timmy, Alexandra. See, he had visions of Trenton. I knew they were going to do this. Yeah, it's these people are about as obsessed as you can get. 1021. Murtaugh probably done it. Sick, twisted old bastard. Stephanie Lucas. Visions of Trenton. This came from a blog. So, see, they're trying to get people off track. Now this is old news. I mean, this kid is still missing, and his mother is the last one to see him alive, and yet they want to blame me for this crime. But that's what these people do, because they can't allow the truth to be out there, so they're gonna come up with this crap. And yeah. Yeah, I figured they would. I know all about that. I just got a message from somebody over on Telegram that they're doing it. But this is what they do. See, they don't address the subject. They throw a wrench in the works. They get people to sway away. They don't want people to pay attention to what they're doing. That only works for so long. So, yeah, you can sit there and you can put all this crap up on Telegram and it ain't going to do you any good, because someday the proof is going to come out. And Randy and Timmy are going to have a lot to answer for, because they're creatures of habit. They can't temper their behavior. Because this is really what they did in Atlanta that's being alleged is very risky behavior. To sit there and create and to commit a felony is a dangerous thing to do. Theft by deception. People like their money, and they don't like being screwed. And the woman's husband may talk her into prosecuting, because there's about a 2-year statute of limitations on this kind of crime. I've already checked. And she has 2 years to report this. But remember, there's 3 of these out there. There's 3 allegations that people have made that Timmy and Randy are engaged in these kind of criminal acts. So, they can put all this crap up over on Telegram, but it's not going to change anything. So, you got to ask yourself, why are they doing this? Why are they obsessed over a 13-member channel? 13 people, and 1 or 2 of them one of them at least has got to be whoever's monitoring this, or else they're just monitoring it without being in the chat. 13 people. And these people have got their panties in a wad over 13 people. That's something to digest, folks. Something to really look into. Because I don't demand that people take my side. I tell people, do your research. Call the Leesburg City Police Department, Trenton Duckett case. Call the Lake County Sheriff's Office, Trenton Duckett case. Call the Orange County Sheriff's Department, Kaylee Anthony case. Call the Putnam County Sheriff's Department, Haley Cummings case. Call them. Mention my name. See where it gets you. I dare you. Won't do it. They haven't done it in 20. I've given the same challenge out for 12 years. Nothing. They say, and they know that if they call these various law enforcement agencies, and they swear under oath that what they're telling them is true, they can get in trouble legally. It's filing a false police report. It's the same thing with Delphi, Indiana. I told people to call out there. I even told Alexandra, call down from Canada. Tell them. Nobody called. Nobody called Colorado about Jan Benet Ramsey. Nobody called Jacksonville, Florida about the finders. Nobody makes any calls because they know it's all a lie. This is what's funny about all this. You know, and they put this junk in these papers they file with the federal government because they know it's not going anywhere because it's not evidence. It's a statement. They're basically just putting it in. They put it on the record. It's done all the time. That doesn't go anywhere. You know, so I love these people because they basically prove themselves to be liars every time they do a stunt like this. Huh, they even got the Jan Benet Ramsey house up. Yeah, Timmy, this is another thing. Timmy Homestead went to the Ramsey house, put up his little book. And that place has closed circuit cameras. So they know, this is the thing. They're not taking security precautions because, the Ramsey house has closed circuit television. They had it put in right after the murder because they were having problems with people, stalking the house. So they put up cameras, 24/7, monitored by IBT or one of these big companies. So Timmy and Randy got themselves on closed circuit television scouting that house. And so once again, they know what car Tim Holseth was driving at the time because he's on a closed circuit camera at the Ramsey residence. For someone that thinks that they are going to get executed is running around to these high-profile public places with no protection at all. So, that's... Yeah, it's just... And they got the easiest audience in the world over there with all these nuts. Because these people want that attention as well. They figure, well, at the very least, Tim and Randy have all these people, so we can at least be part of the game. Even though people around us think we're crazy, they can sit there and say, well, we got Timmy and Randy who are crazier than we are, and we'll listen to their stuff. Screw James Whitney Balzer is at the end of every Jen Durham video. James Whitney Balzer is dead. Sorry to bake your cake, but the guy's dead, and he's been dead for a decade. It's just like the guy in Putnam County that they talk about. That guy's been dead since 2008, and I even put up the guy's obituary. Blew that one out of the water. But, people over there believe in stupid shit. And so you're going to get this kind of nonsense coming up. Because truth is something these people don't even want to know. I don't care how much evidence you gave these people. You could give them all kinds of evidence, and they discard it. Say, nah, it's all fake. It's deep state. We don't want to hear it. That's how these people work. Oh, they got a pentagraph. But, it's one of those things, folks. Another life in the crazy world of Timothy Giles, Holmseth, and company. Okay, I gotta run. I got my routine starting in the morning. I got wheels up very early in the morning. And Anything I learn, I will let you guys know about it. We'll probably be back here next weekend with more garbage from these people. They seem to churn this stuff out like butter. So we'll see what they come up with during the week. This ought to be really interesting. And I've got 2 or 3 more of these uh, things to look into. What the hell's this? Oh, this is incident report, Lake County Sheriff's Department. Uh, now this is interesting. I'm actually glad that they did this because they just screwed themselves. On December 22nd, 2008, at approximately 8:29 hours, I was dispatched to the above location in reference to a call to Lake County Dispatch from a female who claimed to be the niece of other one William Murtaugh. The caller stated she is calling from Pennsylvania and she had just spoken to me. Murtaugh via phone and her uncle had made threats of suicide and there were guns in the house and that he was very upset. Okay, where'd that go? And what'd she do? Take it down? She took it down. Oh, I think she must have read it. That's what it was. She read it. Because if she had read the whole thing, everybody knows about this. I've talked about this before. Somebody called the Lake County Sheriff's Department while I was on the air and said I threatened suicide. And so the Lake County Sheriff's Office came out to my house. And we had a nice long talk. And I said, no, I got people, hackers from Anonymous bugging my show. They went back, tried to call the lady, and they got the time and temperature number in the state of Pennsylvania. I mean, and they realized they made a mistake when they put that up, and they took it off. They took it off of here. It's gone. But the thing of it is, I have a copy of it. But they realized they screwed up. So now what? Now what? Why did you take it down? Why were you scared of that police report? You got the police report, and you took it down. I love it. Because I'll dig it out of my files and I'll put it up so everybody can see what that's about. I'm not hiding from that. I was swatted. Proof right there. I was swatted. And they took it down because they don't want their people to know about it. 2008. That's how far back this goes. And I got swatted twice. That's not the first time. Halloween weekend I got swatted. And that's what got that guy from Canada thrown in jail, was that little stunt. I had 4 Lake County Sheriff's Office cars parked in front of my house with AR-15s because of that idiot. And when they found out that I'd been swatted, they called up to Toronto, and that guy wound up going to jail. Sean McQuaid. You can check that one out there, Alexandra, from your neck of the woods. Probably didn't even know the guy. All right. Oh, I love the teamwork here. Okay, hold on a minute. Infiltrated by Truth thought she was going to be a smart ass. Why'd you take this down? There, infiltrated? What are you scared of? Okay, now Gotta bling. Let's see. Yeah, this is kind of shit that I had to put up with. Okay, here we go. The infiltrated screwed up. She didn't want you to see this, so she took it down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to enlarge it um, and bring it back in. But it's like I said, you know, if these people would bother to check the police reports, I made several of them to Lake County because a majority of this happened while I was in Lake County. I also made police reports to the Orange County Sheriff's Office. And Tim Holmseth has this police report. He's had it for years. Um, so let me see. I'll bring in the enlarged version so that you people can actually read it. But, you know, here we go. And let me get the banner out of the way. But, you know, I'll finish this since, you know, I was right at the middle of this when Infiltrated took it down. Once I arrived at the scene, I made contact with Mr. Murtaugh. I gotta get. In the roadway in front of his residence. Mr. Murtaugh stated he did not know anyone named Elizabeth Murtaugh who lived in Pennsylvania and had spoken with no one on the phone this morning and had no intent of harming himself or anyone else. Mr. Murtaugh stated that he has been stalked over the internet by various people who have made prank phone calls because he on a news website he has in reference to locating missing persons such as Trenton Duckett and Kaylee Anthony. Mr. Murtaugh stated he made several reports of these incidents over the last few months. And what she did not put up was the fact that the Lake County Sheriff's Department tried to call this woman and find out that it was the time and temperature number in Pennsylvania. So, you know, why did Infiltrated take this down? Why did she hide it? And the reason is she realized that I made the police report. Nobody made it for me. I called the cops. I said, look, someone is doing this to me. There are 4 of these on file with the Lake County Sheriff's Department. And so, you know, they thought they were going to be a smartass and put that up, and it backfired on them. You know, and this is what they do because they don't want people to find out about their criminal acts. They don't want people to find out that they are the ones that are doing these criminal acts. You know, they don't want people to find out about this woman that had to pay their hotel room bill. That they told the woman that they were going to be executed by CNN and that they had to get the hell out of there. That's the kind of people we're dealing with here. But well, now they moved on. They're talking about Julian Assange and pentagrams and all kinds of shit. Yeah, I'd love for them to get the letter where get the rest of this sheet where it gets into the time and temperature of the state of Pennsylvania. That's an absolute trip. But anybody that wants to call the Lake County Sheriff's Department, it's right there on my live stream. The case number, the date. This is December 22nd, 2008. And you know what's funny about this? The next day, they found Kaylee Anthony's body. Very next day. December 23rd, 2008. They found Kaylee Anthony. And it took 2 hours apparently for the Lake County Sheriff's Office to show up at my house, even though a very good friend of mine who's a deputy lives right up the road from me. He thought it was funny. I talked to him about it, and he thought it was funny as shit. And he actually, some woman thought it would be funny to come down and take pictures of my house, and he followed her down, and I issued a no trespass warrant because she was on private property. She came right up my driveway. And the guy said, "You want to get arrested?" And it happened. He had his phone. He was talking to me on the phone, and I could hear the whole conversation between the deputy and that woman, and she was mad. But she was down there taking pictures of my house, and so she got hit with a no trespass. That's part of the record. And I had a cat. Somebody poisoned my cat. Never did find out what happened there. But there's a lot of weird people running around. Somebody calls up the Lake County Sheriff's Department and says I'm trying to kill myself. Had all the guns. I didn't have any guns in there. But this is the kind of people that I've had to deal with all these years. And Timmy proved it with this police report. The proof is right there. I'm not lying. This is the kind of shit that was done to me since 2008. This is 2022, and we're still into the same situation all these years. Same thing. These people will not leave me alone. And this is what I've been trying to get across all these years. And Infiltrated by Truth just proved it. So thanks Infiltrated for proving that what I've been saying all along is true. That I had to go as far as to call the Lake County Sheriff's Department and report these incidents. Dig them all up. They're all out there. I told you folks that if you took the time to contact law enforcement, you would see that I am not lying about what's going on. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. And it was the same people that made this phone call to the Sheriff's Department are the same people responsible for the fake chats. And this is what I've been trying to get through Tim Holmes's thick head for over a decade. I'm not kidding around. This is what's been happening to me. So stop your lying, Tim. Stop your lying, Randy, and acknowledge that what I've been saying all these years is true. That I have been unfairly attacked, and that it's been the same people you're involved with. QAnon, Anonymous, 4chan, 8chan, and now 8chun. It's the same people. But they don't care. Tim Holmseth has had this police report for years. He's got all of it. He's got all 4 police reports. 3 with Lake County, 1 with Orange County. And he's probably got a transcript of the phone call I made up to Putnam County raising hell with them because of this stupid detective from Orlando, this private detective that was chummy with Casey Anthony. What can I say? The truth is there if the people look for it. And infiltrated by truth has to live with the fact that she just got hit with the truth. She got hit with the truth so bad she had to take it down. They said, take that down. Don't let Mert see that. We don't want the truth coming out. And so they took it down. Clear-cut proof that she does not want the truth out there. And I appreciate your sentiment, Laurie. This is why I do what I do. Because, this is what people do on the internet. They do this crap. They come up with this kind of garbage. And and Timmy, if he was the investigative reporter that he claims to be, would have known about this. I would have said, oh, Mert's telling the truth. He had this thing happen to him. But no. He's not capable of telling the truth. Not at all. And, he keeps doing this stuff over on his BitChute channel and on Telegram and on all these other places. But it's right here in black and gray. It's not white because it's a photocopy. But I published this. I published the whole damn thing when it happened. It's out there. That I was swatted. You report that you're barricaded. If somebody reports you to the Lake County Sheriff's Office and said you're barricaded in your house, and you have all these weapons, and somebody knocks on your front door and you go out and there's 4 people staring at you with AR-15s, you better not do anything wrong. You don't flinch, because you'll be on the evening news. And I invited them in. I said, come on in. I said, can I get you, I got Pepsi in the refrigerator. Want some Pepsi? And they came in, looked around. And deputy came down and lived up the road, and they said, what the hell's going on? And they said, well, we got a report that the guy's trying to... I said, I've known that guy for 20 years. Hey, you people out of your mind? There's nothing wrong with this guy. So, that's the thing. But that's who Timmy is. He does not care. He put Kim Picasso through hell, put her husband through hell, put the kids through hell, all because he wants to be a big deal. Well, Mark, I appreciate you coming in. Thanks for the visit. Hope you have a good week. And I am going to close down now because I think I've ranted long enough. Infiltrated by Truth gave me a Christmas present and giving me this thing because it saves me from going through 4 boxes of records to find that police report, because there's 4 of them in there. And so, again, please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification button, and spread the word far and wide. Put it on Telegram, everywhere, so people start seeing the truth out of all this. And check back, because I just might go and dig out all these police reports I made, so people understand what the hell's been going on all these years. That they understand that there's people that will do anything for attention. And you people from the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, why did you take that police report down? Why are you scared of that police report? And when are you going to address the allegation of stealing from that poor woman in Atlanta? Why are you ignoring that allegation? Seems kind of funny that you won't address that. But stay tuned, more is coming. Because the individual responsible for that tip gets back to me from time to time. And I don't know if that individual's watching or not, but if you're watching, thank you for the tip and hope everything's going well with you and your friend. Anyway, you guys all make it a good day tomorrow, make it a good week, and make it a good life. Until then, this is William K. Murtaugh, Murtathon, this one. Have a good one.